This tutorial is going to cover the basics of using the calendar application that comes with your MacBook Air. The calendar application may appear on your dock. The icon looks like a page ripped from a calendar. If you don't see your calendar on your dock, please locate it by going to the Spotlight search tool in the upper right-hand corner, start typing in calendar, and hit enter. This will bring up the calendar application. If calendar was not on your dock, I recommend adding it so that you will have quick access to it in the future to help you stay organized. Teachers, please pause the video until all students have their calendar application open. Now that we have calendars open, let's look at how you set up different calendars within the application. Over on the left-hand side, you will see that I have several different calendars listed. This allows you to create different events for different topics. For example, you might have a calendar for every class, or choose to have a calendar for school, work, sports practice, music practice, or other events in your life. If you don't see this left-hand panel, then you can go to View and scroll down until it says Show Calendar List. Mine says Hide Calendar List because my sidebar is already showing. If I click on that, it's going to go away. You can achieve this same goal also by clicking the Calendars button that you see in the top menu bar. Clicking it will open it, close it, and open it again. Let's now add a few calendars. Go up to File, choose New Calendar, and select iCloud. You can see it's automatically going to create a calendar and assign a color to that calendar. Let's go ahead and give this one a title by double-clicking on it until you're able to edit the name. And let's call this one School. If you want to change the color associated with a calendar, you do a secondary click or control click on the calendar, and that way you see this menu bar where you can choose a different color, delete the calendar, or even share the calendar with somebody else. Teachers, please pause the video and have your students create at least one more additional calendar. Now let's talk about adding events. To add an event, just double-click on the day that you want an event to be added. So for example, if I want to add something to May 18th, I'm going to double-click, and a little pop-up menu comes where I can give a name to my new event. So let's say I have a test today. In addition to giving the title, you have the options to select dates and times, and you could specify times without the day, or you could choose if it's an all-day event. You can also add invitees if you know someone's particular email, and that way you can send them that event to their calendar as well. You can also add notes, URLs, or attachments to your calendar event. So for example, if this is a test, I could click in here, go to Add Attachment, and I could add the actual study guide file or some file that will help me prepare for that test. Since you should have more than one calendar, you can also click the button in the top right to switch which calendar it's showing up on. It's always going to appear on your default calendar, but if I wanted it to appear on school, I can click on the event, scroll down, and go to school. The default calendar can be determined by going up to your calendar option in the upper left-hand corner, choosing preferences, and from there towards the bottom, you're able to select your default calendar. So if I wanted to change mine from the one that says calendar to school, this is where I would do that. And that means that any event that I first make in calendars is always going to be on the default calendar unless I choose to change it. Teachers, please pause the video and have students add at least 3 events to the calendar. Some final features for you to know about with using your calendar is that you can quickly change your view of the calendar. You do this by looking at the top middle of the calendar menu bar. You can choose the actual day to see any events that you have that day. You can have a week view to kind of see what your week looks like. You can operate in the month view, which is what I was doing, or you can go to year and quickly switch to different months that way. You can also share the calendar with someone else if you know their email address. Again, you can do this by just doing a right click on the actual calendar, choosing Share Calendar, and you can share a whole calendar just by emailing it to someone who will then accept and add that calendar to their own calendar on their Mac. You might want to do this, for example, if you are working on a group project and you all have similar deadlines to pay attention to. One person might want to set up a calendar and share that calendar with group members. Next up, you're going to see how you can sync your Schoology calendar to this calendar so that you'll be able to keep track of all of your Schoology assignments and events in the calendar as well.